Welcome back, YouTube. So today we're going to be going over a price update with Dogecoin and to talk about a recent breakthrough of the support levels, which is something that we expected. We know that we had the multiple tests within a short time span on the support level. So this is not something that we haven't talked about, but we're going to talk about what's next and for the price action. And even if even if it's possible for us to even break down even further. But before we get into it, I do want to remind you that you can get 13 free stocks along with payment for order flow free trading with Mumu. I have a link in the description section. And if you want to see my trades for the week and get gains like we got today we actually got over 200%, well, about 198% in gains today alone. If you want access to those trades, you can check out my Patreon. I have a link in the description section as well. So looking at the price action, we broke down to we're roughly right now about 589. And looking at the price action here, the key indicator that we were going to break down, which is what we were talking about a few weeks ago, was the knocking that we got. You call it like tapping on the ice, knocking on the door. There's many phrases for it, but it was roughly around the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st here, where we kept tapping on this line here, this blue line of support. And typically you can call that like testing support and stuff like that. But more than likely, if you're doing it in a very confined space, technically that is very bearish. So it is likely that you're going to get the breakdown, especially if you're monitoring shorts. More than likely they're saying, okay, well, to what aggression level are we going to have to be to make sure that we can break this ice here and get it to go down. The interesting thing about today is shorts actually decreased today. Shorts spiked on Bitcoin. And this is more so not necessarily the shorts taking Dogecoin down, but more so just the panic and the algorithms adjusting themselves when it comes down to institutional money. Shorts spiked on Bitcoin. But let's take a look. Before we get into the shorts, let me just go give an estimate here as far as like on price action, because it's not saying that every time we broke below this level that we did not make an immediate comeback. Now, granted, this candle and this rejection that last time we were here was green. This is a red candle. So this does indicate that we can possibly see another red candle and come down here and test the lower 5 range. Now, this is the broadest of the support levels here. So there's a lot of range here for Doge to catch ground and rally. But technically speaking, if you look at pools of liquidity and stuff like that, this is where buying pressure gets more aggressive. So we're going to see if shorts are going to spike, because who knows, tomorrow morning around market open, we could see a huge spike in shorts and they're like, yeah, let's get it down. And they can try and take advantage of this price action. So that's something we're going to have to take a look at over the next day or so. But the last time we were here, this was a green candle. This was a rejection. And this is actually a red candle. So the last time we had the red candle here was obviously when we went down to around the 5 level. And then we started getting the rejections, the buy orders and stuff started coming in, and then we rallied back. So it's very possible that we can go deeper into this 5 cent range before we start seeing a bounce back. So this is really prime opportunity here. This is the largest section of the bear market cycle here, that up to between points of support. So this is the range where we can see the battleground to for shorts to try and get it down even lower, or to come up and retest that 6 cent level. But let's take a look here at the shorts, because I want to point this out. It was a huge discrepancy today because they actually broke sync. Now, the shorts that we're seeing here for the 6th is this big green candle here. It was roughly around a 25.66% increase in Bitcoin shorts. Now, what I mean by breaking sync is if you take a look here, because normally I know it's become common now, every time we get a breakdown in Doge or crypto and stuff like that, they're like, oh, it's the shorts. And it's not always. Sometimes you'll have the main indicator, something like a Bitcoin, which can have this hard sell-off and drop down, especially if it's breaking below 20,000, going down to 18,000 and stuff like that. These systems and stuff that they have, they automatically balance themselves with this much Bitcoin, this much Ethereum, this much, Dogecoin, whichever one is the top 10 that they have, and that they're more heavily allocated in. So it automatically kind of rebalances themselves. So when Bitcoin goes down and it says, oh my God, Bitcoin went down, but we're still holding X amount of Ethereum, X amount of Dogecoin, we have to dump some of that so that we can recalibrate, because we want to be heavier in this coin. We're throwing off our percentages. So this is where you'll see that break and kind of systematic changes here between the having shorts heavier in one and declining in the other, but it's still going down. That's the, kind of like the explanation behind that. But if you take a look here, you'll see that shorts for Doge were down 21.9%. So almost perfect, it being opposite. So keep an eye on the price action over the next, I say 24 hours. This is going to be an indicator as to if shorts are going to come in and try and take advantage of the current price here. And we see a 20% spike in the opposite direction, and they try and get it down to test that lower 5-cent level. That's going to be a key indicator here on price. That's all I have for your update on Dogecoin's price action. If you like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you in the next one.